then fast forward back to what I was telling you before. Then the guy basically leaves, the other removal people. They now have this argument outside, and the guy that had all this attitude or whatever ended up arguing with my guy, going off, saying how you never told me it was this big of a job, I've got work, I've got things to do, etc, etc, and he then left. Now they came from north. He is now way from north London, and he has just left, like left. His ride was the driver, who is now in my house, trying to carry all the stuff by himself, trying to hobble all this stuff down the stairs by himself and going back and forth. I had to physically at one point say to him, stop, because he felt so unbelievably bad that he was just trying to be the Hulk at this point. He was huffing and puffing and taking all this stuff down. I said to him, you have to understand, you still have to go to my new house and unpack everything. You know, I know you're very disappointed and you're trying to apologize in your way by doing above and beyond, but you know, time is running and you need to think of, you still got a job to do when you reach my new house. So all of that type of weird stuff happened. At this point I am just so stressed. Everything that could go wrong, honey, did go wrong. For my contouring, I used the Fenty Beauty Matchstick Duo, and I used it in Truffle. And I'm gonna go in with the Morphe Dare to Create 39A eyeshadow palette. I was gonna go in with the Morphe 24G Grand Glam, but the colors were very, I forgot how, not nudie, but you know, very neutral, very natural colors. And not that I wanted to go super bold tonight or anything, but I kind of wanted a little bit of color. And I find that I'm gonna use this palette, Dare to Create. Also going to use my palette that I made from Revolution. You know, you make your own palette. I'm gonna be using these two. Everything that could go wrong, say it with me, sweeties, everything that could go wrong went wrong. It really did. And it was just so shocking how it just kept on spiraling out of control. So that happened. I'm gonna dip into a little bit of Evolve. Is this kind of dark, kind of mocha color. I'm just gonna use that, and then I'm gonna diffuse it off with something lighter. He comes, he offloads, he ends up damaging one of my chest of drawers, and I was just like, honey, what are you doing? But again, he is by himself. Remember, I ordered a two-man team, and this guy is now by himself because whoever he trusted, one of his friends or whatever, just left him, didn't care about him, or I don't know what the situation was. I can't really comment, but it happened. He got left, dude, like left. The guy did not care. He was just like, I've got to go, and he did exactly that. I'm now gonna dip in with Define Me. It's a kind of like a mocha color. I found that Evolve was real dark, so I'm just gonna diffuse that out. And as I said, he was on his own, so you know, I wasn't about to like drag him through the mud for it, but I was curious to find out what actually happens with that. You know, he's broken something, you said the insurance is with him, how does that work? So I rang the company swiftly tells me, oh, you got to deal with it with the driver. And I'm like, what do you mean? Because on their website it doesn't say anything about, it says we have insurance. It doesn't say, oh, can rest assured because the driver has insurance. It says we have up to 50,000 insurance, so you can use us with peace of mind and blah 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 blah. Yeah, it says all that good stuff to make you feel like you're not using a shoddy company. I'm like surprised by this. Obviously I'm surprised. I'm like, well, okay, so basically what you're trying to tell me now is, honey, we ain't got you covered. But it doesn't say that on your website. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I speak to the guy, he's 110% like, no, we don't have insurance. How can I get insurance for a job like this? You know, I put my body in harm's way, no one's going to insure me, you know, all of this. I'm now like, what, you know, at this point. So anyway, I just said, you know what, it's a couple of chips. You know, he was by himself. As I said, I didn't really want to go through with it. I was just curious, so I just left it. I was just like, whatever, I can replace it. If, you know, it's cosmetic damage, it's not like it's not functionable. It was cosmetic, so I wasn't about to fuss a gasket over it. It really wasn't that deep. I apologize, guys. I just had to go ahead and just finish this look just because of the situation and how I feel about it. I was getting way too heated and I was slowing down on actually doing my makeup, so I just said let me just finish it and get through this video and give you the information of what actually went down, what transpired. And basically what it was after that, obviously because the guy left and he just left his friend or whatever, he didn't finish the job. He couldn't finish the job by himself. That's the reason why I hired 2 men in the van in the first place, because it would just be insane to actually expect one person to carry all of the things down the stairs without no lift. We realized this, hence why we ordered 2 men in the van. So anyway, between time he went about his business. Now obviously we still had a bunch of stuff in the old flat that we needed to obviously bring to the house, so I went for another company. And then what can I say, so the company came on the Sunday, and this is where it just I don't even know what to tell you. Like, this leads up to one of the most scariest and crazy events of my entire life, and the realization of how things could have gone completely in a different direction is so scary for me. And I'm just gonna get it out there and tell you guys. Most of you guys will know because you follow me on Twitter, you follow me on Instagram. This is actually what stopped my 100-day makeup challenge. When this happened, I just had to just be around my family, look after them. So on the Sunday we went with a company. They were going to finish the last bit of boxes and stuff that we had to move from the flat. This was our last day, honeys, in the flat. We had no other extensions, no nothing. At this point, rent was basically not being paid on this property because I was paying my rent on the flat. It was all very crazy because we got the lease on the 9th of July. We didn't even move in until the 23rd of July. So, you know, every week a bill is running, a bill is going up. So we had a lot of pressure with that going on. Then we had the pressure of moving the stuff and all the money that we spent for this company and that company, and things not planning out, and a whole load of other things went wrong. Things were broken, you know, people saying that they're gonna help you and they don't. Family that basically just heard me struggle, heard me have my back up against the wall and just said, oh, okay, whatever, okay, whatever. Not once did they offer help. But it's so weird how when they're crying that they are going through certain situations or they need help with certain things, that I am there for them, or my partner's there for the people that do it in his family. Everybody around me literally just watched us struggle through this. We had to do it around a 1-year-old, around a 2-year-old, around a 9-year-old, around a 7-year-old. You know, my son has ASD, he has ADHD, my daughter has very bad emotional problems. A lot of people just watched this unfold. I'm not saying that everybody should just jump up and help you, but it's just so many things in life that you go through, and it's like, that's when you know who your friends are, that's when you know who your family is. You know, this was one of them. You wouldn't think moving a house would be one of them because it just seems so, it's just moving, but it really does show who's really down for you. You know, I literally reached out to people and I said, look, I am like snowed under and I'm drowning, I'm not eating, stressed to high heaven, so much pressure on us that people don't really know about, other things that are going on behind the scenes. It was just going on top and it was all falling on me at the time. They just was just like, that's crazy. And I'm just like, crazy? Okay. Like, okay, cool. I left that. I kept it moving. So on the day in question, the 2 guys came to help us, and these were the most heaviest boxes. These were our equipment for YouTube, as you guys should know, or maybe you don't. My partner also does YouTube. He just hit 5K. Well done to him. You know, so we have computers, beauty lights, cameras, all my makeup, you know, vanity closets and drawers, and you know, box lights, all all this stuff that is very heavy and very expensive. So they're moving. I'm seeing things start to look empty. You know, the front room's empty, the bedrooms are empty. You know, you're reminiscing. I've been there 13 years and it was just looking, you know, empty and bare, and I ain't seen it like that obviously in 13 years. And I was just like, wow, you know. And then all of a sudden I heard a guy come back up. He's basically saying that he injured himself. Now what transpired was he had a very muscly guy with him. You know, he was parading around, oh, I've got someone who can do the job, but he's so strong. And then you had him who was sensible, and the other guy who, because he had muscles or whatever, was trying to rush going down the stairs with one of the heavy items. And then the guy that was being sensible, his basically ankle just went and just twisted, and he couldn't continue the job. He just couldn't continue doing the job. Then he was just like, I can't continue, I can't carry it anymore. But he was like, oh, there's only a couple of boxes, you know, you'll be okay with that. Now a lot of people don't know this because I don't think I've ever said it on my channel, but obviously my partner's people that follow him, they know. But my partner has a very severe back injury. He had surgery on his spine, his disc bulges and it makes contact with his spine, and he has had operation on it. He has therapy, he's had physio on it, acupuncture, and all those type of things he goes through because he has back issues. The whole reason why we wanted 2 men in a van and we just didn't get on with it ourselves was because of this issue. Me and him do have back issues. I have a back issue and he has obviously a very severe back issue. One of the reasons why we obviously went outhouse and we couldn't do it by ourselves, even though we had the 7-seater, we just generally couldn't carry everything ourselves. When he's there saying it's okay, you guys can just carry it, actually it wasn't okay. And I understand that obviously you twisted your ankle, there's nothing you can do. At this point I'm not angry with him, I'm more angry with the other person because he told the other person to slow down. The guy didn't want to listen, and then he ended up twisting his ankle on the stairs, and it was just another thing to go wrong, you know what I'm saying? Like another thing to go wrong. At that point I was just like, what do we do? It's late now, we can't get another removal person, we have to bring the keys back by 12 p.m. tomorrow. That's it, we ain't got no time whatsoever to arrange another company. What can we do? So we decided to take the stuff ourselves, move slowly because, you know, we're not a removal company, we have injuries, so we moved the stuff ourselves. We're getting the boxes up and down the stairs, my husband's struggling, but you know, we have to get it done, yeah? So anyway, we're left, they left us, they dropped off the stuff, and let me tell you, everything was damaged. 2 wardrobes, 6 chest of drawers, 6 cabinet, dents, chips, snaps. They damaged everything that could be damaged was damaged. Scratch, puncture holes. They did not look after our stuff because of the injury that he had. He couldn't carry the stuff off the truck, and it was just an absolute total mess, and we ended up with a whole load of damaged stuff. And it was just like, I just paid someone to damage our stuff, and we're in a dispute at the moment. I've gone to Trader Standards. That's a whole nother story, but that's what ended up happening. Our stuff came here damaged, and right now we have had to throw away nearly 1,600 worth of stuff that I now need to go and replace. Neither here or there, is what it is. We're in the new house now, you know, that's you just have to like, okay, we're here now, we've done it, it's over. And then we started getting phone calls from the granddad because the kids were at his dad's house. We started getting phone calls, you know, like, what's going on, what's happening, the kids need to be picked up, they're tired, blah blah blah. And it was so much pressure on us because it was like, we know it's late, we would never pick up our children this late on a regular basis at all, but our backs were against the wall and we needed to get all the stuff out, and time just ran on. You know, we didn't foresee none of this, the grandparents didn't foresee any of this. I'm not digging at them, I'm not saying anything negative, but this is what happened. Do you know what I mean? I'm just telling you the facts. So we were still trying to move stuff out when we got the last message, and then my partner Leon, he was just like, you know what, let me go and get the kids. Now he get on the car, he put the car seats back in the car because we had to put everything down. He put the car seats back in the car, hooked everything up, and he went on his way. Now, as I said previously in this story, I was tired. I've hardly slept. I've been sleeping on the floor in the flat. I have hardly ate. I've just been absolutely just run off my feet completely because I am worried. My mental health was triggering. I was trying to think about, I'm seeing my children suffer because I'm forcing them, I'm rushing them out. Everything was just rushed and forced, and it just wasn't a good time. It just wasn't good. So I wasn't really sleeping. He went and I went upstairs and I laid down and I had my phone was literally near my face. Before I knew it, I was just gone. I didn't even realize I fell asleep until I'm hearing bang, 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 bang. And I'm thinking, what's going on? It's like police. It wasn't police, but it was like, when police knock your door, it's like boom, 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 boom. I was disorientated. I am getting up. I don't have no top on, so I'm trying to put a top on, thinking that maybe he left the key because, we're not used to these new keys. Maybe he left them and took the old keys. I'm like walking down the stairs and I'm hearing boom, boom, boom. It's Lisa, which is his stepmom. Open the door, honey. Da, 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 da. And at this point, I've just jolted up out of my sleep. I've gone down the stairs. I'm hearing Lisa's voice and I'm still so disorientated. I don't know what's going on because when you fall asleep, you don't realize you've fallen asleep and then you get jumped up at your sleep. You are just not there. So I was just half putting on my t-shirt, going down the stairs, then opening the door, and she's talking to me and I'm looking at her and it just doesn't dawn on me. It's so weird. It's so weird how your mind works when you're disorientated and you're trying to receive information that is just too much for you to handle. It was like she was talking, but all I could hear was wah, 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 wah. I couldn't really hear what she was saying, and it didn't dawn on me that she was there. It was just such a surreal situation. Why is my stepmother-in-law talking to me? Why is she at my house past midnight talking to me? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing was registering. She shouldn't have been there. Why is she here? She's clearly telling me, but I'm not hearing her. And then it just was like boom, a rush of information, and she's telling me that my husband and my kids were in a serious car accident, and I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? It was just so surreal. When you don't know you're gonna fall asleep, it's like time just jumps. 1 minute I was talking to my partner, 1 minute I was walking upstairs, the next I don't even remember because I just conked out, fell asleep. Next thing I know, I'm standing in front of Lisa. It was just so surreal. Nothing was making sense until it just started. I just started crying. I was just bawling. I was like, what's going on? She said the car's completely wrecked. She said, don't worry, the kids are okay. She must have said that so many times, but it wasn't registering. She said the kids are okay, Lance is okay, there was some injuries and stuff like that. We just need to get to A&E. Can we quickly make up some bottles? So I was making up some bottles for Rai, and I'm bawling and bubbling. She's got me through the whole situation. Somehow I'm in the car and my partner's on the phone. He's crying. I'm saying I'm on my way. It was just so weird. It didn't seem real at all. Lisa was saying, I'm in shock. Being in shock is so weird. Anybody that's been in shock, it's like it's not happening. I don't know how to like, even now, like, I talk about it, but it's kind of like it's not me. Like, it's, you dissociate yourself so much from something that is just so shocking. It's kind of like seeing is believing. It was like the words and everything around you was not penetrating until I walked through the A&E doors and I saw my daughter's face. And I saw my husband crying, cradling her, the technician and the police there, and it was just mummy mode straight away. It was like mummy mode, and I was just like, I grabbed my son was in my lap, I'm holding my partner's hand. It was just like I snapped out of it to be a mum and a partner at that moment. Seeing your partner crying and cradling your bloody, my daughter was just blood and nose was just swollen and face looked so, I won't say disfigured because it wasn't like she was like disfigured, it was just swelling and she just didn't look like herself, and she was just quiet, and she's very lively. She was just quiet, and it was just, this is serious. Do you know what I mean? Like, I need to take it in. And the police is talking to my partner. Let me tell you something from now. My partner don't drink, he don't smoke, he don't do nothing, he don't do anything. He's totally teetotal. He's never been interested in drink, he's never been interested in smoking, 420, nothing of that. He's not that. He's never had that life. He's not that person. So, it's so strange to know somebody inside and out, and then having the police asking him certain questions. Automatically, I didn't know what happened, but I automatically know it wasn't because he was being reckless. His whole life was in the car. Do you know what I mean? Apart from me, his whole life was in the car. His babies, his children, all of them were in the car. There's none of this like driving reckless and da-da-da-da-da. You know, it was so far removed from my partner. Like, no way. Ended up that he had a severe back spasm because of the work that we were doing, trying to get the stuff out of the house. He was driving home and his back just spasmed, his legs shot out, crashed, bang. That was it. That's what happened. It was like a wake-up call to a certain extent. It was just so surreal. It was just so surreal to me, because the same day that we move in, I could have lost my family. My whole entire family could have been wiped out. The day that we finally, all the conversations of I can't wait to get a house. So my camera died. I had to just change the batteries real quick. But what I was basically saying is that that night, you know, all the conversations that we've had about moving and having our house and being a family and the kids having their own space, their own rooms, and having a garden and all them things that we've dreamt about for so long could have just been gone in a blink of an eye. And it came into fruition when I saw the car. The car was crunkled, like it was just gone. My daughter's car seat failed, hence why she ended up with the most injuries. She ended up with a hematoma to the forehead, hence why her forehead was so disfigured, because it was all swollen and she got a blood clot there, and we still need to go take her to the doctors because it's still underneath there. Her nose was burst because her car seat literally just went like this. Her face hit the passenger side. Do you know what I mean? Like, the whole scenario could have been finished. The airbags didn't deploy. So many things were against that accident. So many things were like, okay, airbags don't deploy, serious injuries, your baby's car seat failed and didn't protect her, his back is already injured, him being in a car accident has made it worse. But it could have just been, you know, he could have been paralyzed or something else. And to know that my 9-year-old came out of that accident with whiplash, my 7-year-old came out of it with a cut on her knee, my 1-year-old, my son, my Rai, my baby, he came out of it with nothing wrong with him. His car seat didn't fail, it completely protected him, he was fine, he was just tired. To know that obviously my daughter was injured, but it was cosmetic, there was no broken bones, she didn't have a broken nose, bruising and tissue damage and things like that. It wasn't like her skull cracked or anything broken. My partner, he came out of it very bruised, very injured, has to have physio and stuff like that, but he's here to hug me, to kiss me, to be around, to be a dad, to play that role. You know, that could have been snatched and taken away from me. In the end, I just went upstairs, he drove off into the night, and that's what happened. To know that there was no normal kisses and hugs, I see you later baby, blah 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 blah. I could have been like, Rad, the last time I spoke to him we had like a little bit of a tiff, and now he's gone, my children are gone. Oh my days. The realization of that could have been it. It just makes you realize that, you know what, no matter what, as they say, don't go to bed angry, don't change up your routine because you're a little bit upset or whatever. Love the people that are around you 24/7, because tomorrow is not promised. Nothing's promised. There's no forever. Do you know what I mean? When you're with somebody. And that made me really realize that all these little things at that moment in time didn't matter about the move. Didn't matter that the people came in and they were being ignorant and they didn't want to help. Didn't matter that, you know, we still had a few things at the house that we needed to move. Didn't matter at that moment. No, because life and death was really real. That could have been life and it could have been death. My family, thank God, was protected. Thank God was protected. I don't know what else to say. I'm so blessed that they are here. I'm so blessed that we get to enjoy the house together. They just need to recuperate. They are so much better now. But as I said, I had to stop uploading on Instagram. I just sent the picture of the car accident and I just stopped what I was doing. I haven't been on since, and I've just been looking after my family, being around my family, enjoying my family. You know, the car was a complete write-off. We don't have a car at the moment. We've just been paid out by the insurance company, so we're gonna get a car soon. But we came here with like, okay cool, we got our own driveway, the car can be there, we can then go get the stuff that we need to fix the house and unbox the stuff and that hasn't happened, hence why it took so longer to even come back on YouTube or anywhere else, because we are struggling at the moment trying to unbox and unpack everything, not being able to go and get certain things that we had envisioned without a car. It's just a setback, and it's a minor one. Thinking about IKEA when I could have been going to Touchwood funeral home. Do you know what I mean? Like, those things become so trivial to the grand scheme of things in life. It was a wake-up call, it really was. It wasn't like I was taking life for granted and I wasn't taking my family for granted. Like, no, I wasn't. Going through losing a child to the system, you are very thankful and grateful for what you have. But I just think to myself that just the realization of I didn't kiss or hug him and he ended up having a car accident. What if that was the last time I interacted with him or interacted with my children? Because I was so busy and rushed off my feet, I can't even tell you what interaction I had with them before they went to their granddads. I still can't remember. I think I was just so like, okay kids, be good, and going back to packing and going back to ret-a-tet. Like, I understand those things are important and they needed to be done, but those are the little things that I think that people take for granted. It's like, okay, I'm gonna see them, I'm going to see them, so it doesn't really matter if I rush them off out the door now because I'm gonna see them later. Nothing is promised. That is just been playing on my mind a lot, and I haven't even discussed this with my partner, that it really frightened me. It really frightened me, like big time frightened me. And because I just went into mode and I was having to talk to insurance people and this person and sort out court and all of that, because you know there's another person that car got completely totaled, I've had to deal with that because I've been so, this needs to be done, paperwork, making phone calls, doing this, doing that. I probably just seem like I've got everything together, but inside I was just like, wow. Just don't take anyone for granted at all, even if you have to say it 1,000 times a day, like I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, whatever, or I miss you, or let's just catch up and go for coffee or whatever. Just do it, because you just don't know. You just don't know. You really don't. But that is where I have been, ladies and gentlemen. We're still unpacking, honey. I got my beauty room done, one of the places done. I still ain't finished. We're gonna get it carpeted this week, so things are gonna be moved again and changed around. I'm back. I have missed you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I've had loads of more subscribers since I've been gone, which is crazy because it clearly states on my channel that I won't be back for a week or whatever it was. So everybody that's come and subscribed to me can probably see the banner and be like, oh, she's gonna be back in a week. I don't mind subscribing her, but I'm literally one away from 400 guys. So thank you to everybody that has supported me, that continues to support me. I am coming back bigger and better, baby. I've got more makeup to show you guys, loads more makeup to show you guys. I'm also gonna do a lot more tutorials, a lot more makeup looks, because yes, I love unpacking makeup, I love showing you guys makeup, I love reviewing makeup, but I'm not just a review channel, and I'm going to try my best to bring you more tutorials and show you guys what I can do with this makeup. And I just hope you guys enjoyed this little inside of where I have been for the past 4 to 6 weeks or whatever. I just hope that you take something from my story. Just love when, you know, it takes so much less effort to be nice and smile and make somebody's day than it will do being nasty and ignorant, just caught up in your feelings and drinking that Kool-Aid. You know, it's just so nice to just be free and be a nice person. You know, you never know whose life you could change just by a smile, honey. You just don't know. But it's been your girl Ruriko Yamazaki here. I ain't said this in a long time, honeys. It's been your girl Ruriko Yamazaki here. There's all that your love and your all that anybody needs, my darling, and I'll catch you. Yes, you, the one that came to the end of the video, hand with your girl, I'll catch you, honey bunny, woo, on another video. Mwah. Yes. Mwah.